Hey and welcome. I'm Jane. I'm your host. How do I work with my spirit guides? How can I build a connection with my spiritual team safely? What do the auras I see or things I hear, sense, smell, the animals, the beings, the colours, so on? What do they mean? And how can I make them make sense in my energy work? So I'm travelling with our family again this week. So this is a slightly shorter episode than I'd normally drop, but I thought it was a brilliant opportunity to hone in on these types of questions that I've had a definite increase in on recently, whether it's in our free online community or people sending me emails. So let me break this down and share with you so that we can get real clear on spiritual connection. The mental energetic body is home to logic, understanding, and intellect. Mainstream Reiki tends to be solely theoretical. Many who find their way here to me feel that it's restrictive and dogmatic even. And no wonder, because as intuitives, we can't thrive in systems that ask us to surrender our sovereignty by giving that away to anybody else in their way of working. It also rarely teaches the core theory of how to work with personal life force energy, your own or a client's personal power. Reiki channels universal life force energy. But when self healing or supporting others, we're dealing with personal energy, and you can't fill an egg yolk with an egg white. So we're left feeling often like there's deeper or more available, like we're missing how to tend to the root cause of energetic healing. Sometimes we feel like we're extracting energy from a client, but what do we do with that then? Do we earth it? How does that work? We're layering on top as we go here between the mental, the emotional, and spiritual energetic bodies. So, why I'm sharing this with you right now is going to become clear. The emotional energetic body is home to our intuition. Your intuition's yours. It's the nudge that makes you turn right instead of left in the car, avoiding a crash that you didn't know had caused a traffic jam on the route that you would have originally taken. When rooted in empowerment, the gift of empathy brings deep, intuitive clarity. Mainstream training typically leaves you to go alone to work on your intuition. And if you make progress with that, likely you start to question, I very much did. Many of those that I work with do the same thing. What's my intuition here and what's my spiritual insights? Most of us were never shown how to safely connect with spiritual wisdom in a way that's uniquely ours. We don't grow up in a culture that promotes it. So the doubt and the second guessing that can pop up everywhere in your practice, your energy work remain, along with a cap on fulfillment, exclusive healing style, and power of impact on your soul led path. The spiritual energetic body is home to our spiritual connection with ourself, our unseen team, and Reiki energy itself. Yet most mainstream Reiki training barely touches on this, a spiritual modality that leaves out actual spiritual connection. Attunements are about the process of reconnecting to spiritual wisdom, and they often do just that, open the channel. They don't encourage you to safely work with what comes through in your own way, how to unearth, interpret, or integrate spiritual insights in real life and energy work. Integration happens through these three connections. Spiritual connection to self. This is your personal meaning of life. It's led by your soul, your truth, your essence, not who the world told you to be. If you've done all the personal healing work and you're committed to doing that, but still feel like something is missing as you go, that deeper click, it comes from anchoring into your spiritual connection with yourself. Not floaty, not vague, but practical and grounded. And then we've got the spiritual connection with your unseen team. That's your exclusive connection to something greater than yourself. Spirit guides, goddess, angels, God, Mother Mary, whatever name fits and works for you. Visions, colours, animals, sounds, sensations, they all present, they all come through uniquely for you. And when we can unearth, interpret, and integrate those messages, that's when spiritual connection in life and work means something. And then we've got our spiritual connection to Reiki energy itself. So mainstream Reiki teaches us theory, symbols, hand position, steps, but the pure, clear essence of Reiki can't be accessed in steps. It's in the relationship. When you connect to Reiki as a living energy with its own spirit, you open the door to your own unique medicine with it, not a copy and paste, not by the book, just yours. A decade of experience tells me connection was never meant to be accessed through hierarchy, but instead spiritually guided and aligned with the truth of who we each are. Because the Reclamation says no rigid rules, no energetic outsourcing, no gatekeeping what is already ours to claim. Spiritual authority has never been anybody else's to give us, because this is your practice, rooted in sovereignty, a spiritual modality guided by spiritual wisdom, fully empowered on your path, in your own power, and in your own way. So, to answer all of the questions that I get around spiritual connection, spiritual gifts, and what insights mean and how to decode them is all held within your spiritual body connection. Self, team, Reiki energy itself. Now, if you feel called to unearth, solidify, grow confidence within your spiritual connection, I've dropped a free 60-minute workshop in the podcast notes. I share with practical actions that you might then feel called to take on decoding the mechanics of unseen energy, evolving your spiritual connection safely and ethically, bridging any gaps left by mainstream training to reclaim whatever has been left out, and stepping away from hierarchy, attunements, and outsourcing your power to stand strong in your spiritual authority. I've dropped that link in the podcast notes for you, and I really look forward to connecting again soon. The mainstream Reiki narrative is incomplete. You already know this intuitively. The power has always been within your spiritual connection, not in symbols, attunements, or lineages that ask you to surrender your sovereignty. When you step away from prescribed methods and into connecting in alignment with spiritual wisdom, the gaps in your training find completion. Your intuitive trust is strong and it's clear. Spiritual insights are unearthed, interpreted, and integrated. And your unique soul led energy work becomes the channel for impact that only you are here to deliver. This isn't about replacing one dogma with another, it's about returning to the source of power. If you feel called to ditch the script and trust your direct line to spiritual wisdom, then I invite you to take my free 60-minute workshop. The link's in the podcast notes for you.